from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
But we got the Oklahoma State Cowboys going up against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 11-1 on the year, 9-3 against the spread. Cowboys are 11-2 on the year, 9-3-1 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Notre Dame -2.5. That line has since moved down to -2. The total opened up at 44.5. Right now, that line's at 45. The last time we seen Oklahoma State, they netted up in the Big 12 championship. They lost 21-16 against Baylor, and Notre Dame won 45-14 against Stanford. Injury reports right now for Oklahoma State. We know Brown is out. Cassidy, the defensive end, he's questionable. Warren, he's still questionable as well. Anderson, wide receiver, he's also questionable. Let me see. So they will be without the defensive end, Jim Knowles, because he's taking a job up in Ohio State. So he is out of there. As far as Notre Dame's dealing with a plethora of injuries still. But notably, tackle Josh Luck, he is out, and star safety Kyle Hamilton is out as well. Running backs Williams, he's out on personal. So, there's a couple of key guys out for Notre Dame for this one. Get to these actual factors. Oklahoma State 9-1-1 against spread last 11 games. The Undertakes 6 out of the last 9. They're 13-2 straight up in the last 15 games. 11-2 straight up in the last 13 games this season. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against an independent conference opponent. 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games in January. 9-1-1 against the spread in the last 11 games. Played on a Saturday. And the unders also hit 9 out of the last 9 games whenever Oklahoma State's playing as an underdog. Notre Dame 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 games. Their unders hit 4 out of the last 6. They're 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games against the spread and straight up, The unders also hit 5 out of the last 7 whenever they play against a Big 12 conference opponent. 1-9 straight up in the last 10 games played in the month of January. 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 games on a Saturday. And 20-0 straight up in the last 20 games when playing as a favorite. So, Notre Dame taking on Oklahoma State. Marley, what's your play?
Who the fuck has Notre Dame played? Like, just off the top of your head, can you name somebody they played?
Off the top of my head, they lost to Cincinnati. They beat Florida State week 1. They beat Stanford. They beat Georgia Tech 55-0, North Carolina 44-31, USC 31-16. They Wisconsin 41-13. I mean, they played a bunch of sorry teams this year.
But flat top today, Wisconsin. Like, they ain't played no. My point is, they ain't played. You talk about a team that ain't played nobody, and they ranked number 5. Like, how the fuck? That's why I just don't like Notre Dame. It's shit like that. Like, they get all they pub from shit they did like in the 80s. Like, when the fuck was Notre Dame did something? When they beat somebody significant in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Every time they play somebody good, they get embarrassed. Like, what?
They beat Clemson when Clemson didn't have Trevor Lawrence.
When they had Deshaun Watson?
No, they beat Clemson when Trevor Lawrence was injured. Well, he was out with COVID.
Oh, he was hurt. Oh yeah.
That was last year.
I mean, that doesn't count. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, man, look, I got Oklahoma State, man. I got them on the money line. You can call my play a little bit biased because I don't like Notre Dame. I like Oklahoma State quarterback Sanders. If he just doesn't turn the ball over, he's a dual threat quarterback. He can run in and throw. If he just protects the ball, they can put up some points. I know they nutted up in the Big 12 championship, but before that game, and don't sleep on Baylor. Baylor is a good goddamn football team with a good goddamn coach that coaches good goddamn defense. So don't sleep on Baylor. But before that, we were talking about this Oklahoma State team possibly jumping into the top 4 and jumping Cincinnati and getting into the playoffs. So I just think this Oklahoma State team, hopefully they're pissed off. I don't think they're hanging their heads down and disappointed they still got a New Year's Bowl. I'm not a believer in Cohen and Notre Dame. They haven't played a soul. So how are they going to respond when they get punched in the mouth? I'm going with the better one. I think Oklahoma State has better athletes and better talent. And Notre Dame, Chip Kelly just fucking left. You don't think you think Notre Dame has better talent? I'm saying that too, based off because one, Notre Dame can only get so much talent. Everybody can't get into Notre Dame. So those kids that were 5 stars that maybe couldn't get into Oklahoma, I mean, you know what I'm saying, or got rejected by Oklahoma, goes to Oklahoma State. Those same kids can't even get into Notre Dame. That's part of the reason why Chip Kelly left.
I like Marley likes Oklahoma State with the money line. Yeah, this one right here. I think with hiring Marcus Freeman, 35-year-old, first African-American coach for Notre Dame, I think finally a lot of, kids have somebody they can relate to in that program.
They can't get in.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ones that are there though.
He go get some brothers, but he ain't getting no niggas.
Hey man, if he needs, I mean,
let's keep it real, coach. Let's keep it real, coach. It's Brothas N Bets, right?
Yeah,
some niggas to win.
Hey man,
need some niggas to win.
They do.
Jerry Jones tell you best. We need some. He said some roughnecks, but really, what everybody really mean is you need some niggas. Yeah. You got some brothers, and when I say niggas, I'm not meaning disrespect. I mean you need some dog. You need some niggas that came from the dirt that might punch their teammate in the mouth if they say the wrong thing to them. You need them guys. Those guys cannot get into Notre Dame, and that's the problem.
It's tough. They're gonna have to open it up, but the vibes. I've been hearing nothing but positive vibes going on in the Notre Dame campus.
I like the coach.
In the program, not with the hire. He is a people's coach. He's one hell of a defensive coordinator. Let's not get that twisted. He can coach his ass off too on the defensive side of the ball. What does scare me is Oklahoma. Sanders scares me. No Warren being questionable.
Well, he's questionable.
That scares me. Then losing the game of the way they lost, yeah, I know psychologically that can mess with you as well because it's like, bro, we had our chance, we had an opportunity to get into the freaking playoffs and we blew it.
Right.
So that does play an effect. I just with the injuries that Notre Dame does have, I don't know. I did like Notre Dame just because I thought the players are going to be geeked up for this one. Oklahoma State, they let me down, man. They did let me down.
But let's be real. Baylor is a good. I took Baylor.
Right.
I took Baylor against, as a matter of fact, I took Baylor against Oklahoma State in the regular season in Oklahoma. That's how
I did too.
Respect I have for Baylor. Baylor is a good team, and that coach, man, he can coach some defense, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like look at that loss and be like that was a bad loss. Are they done from that loss? Like that was a good Baylor team. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, let me double check before I speak too fast. Is Saunders a what? What is his classification?
He's a redshirt junior. He's been there for a minute.
Oh, yeah, he's been there for a while. So that goes to my point. Like, I don't think they've ever gotten to a New Year's Day bowl, right? Since he's been there. This is the
not since Sanders been there, no.
Sanders played in, right? Want to get? I think he's gonna want to end the year on a sour note like that. And it being the farthest he's gotten into this program, he's taking this program to. And then I think they come in the next year probably a top 10 team, top 5 team. They'll have a chance to get into the playoffs if they win the Big 12.
Sanders is a turnover machine, man. I'm going with Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame for this one. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna take the money line. I think them kids are gonna come out
the pretty boys.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come out and play for Freeman, Coach Freeman. He's gonna get his first victory as a head coach. Sanders is a turnover machine. Yeah, he can scramble, but he's a turnover machine, bro. And losing your defensive coordinator is huge, Marley. That's why I wrote it down. And that's huge because they lived off their defense this year, boy.
Mark my words. Oklahoma State wins this ball game.
I love when you talk like that. I ain't gonna lie. When you talk that shit, that's what really made me like,
yeah. I don't want to give it to you because they gonna win. Mark my motherfucking word.
Yeah, I love when Marley talks like this. That
boy.
means Notre Dame for
Boy.
sure. Hey, that Notre Dame's a lot. When Marley talks like this,
since you not riding with me because of, I'm free to talk my shit. I don't got to worry about
when
you.
Marley talks like this, y'all,
I win.
You gotta fade him.
Oh, please fade me. Please fade me and post that you're gonna fade me so I can come back and talk that shit. Cause ask boys under the comments, go ask anybody in their YouTube. When they talk that shit, I know I come back. Check your comments. You ain't gotta worry about me coming back. I gotta do the damn show. So lose, I'm gonna be here. But you just make sure
Hey, when he talk like this, I just stay quiet. The last video, who we
I lost
arguing
the
about?
last video. I lost. I can admit that.
Who we arguing about? The Ravens and somebody.
I don't know. Put my motherfucking record up though. I don't lose goddamn often. So make sure you motherfuckers that fade me in the chat, please just be here on the next episode. That's all I ask. Ohio State.
Hey,
Oklahoma State.
If you've been following us, this is a lie. I think Freeman gonna come out and get his victory. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley. Be sure to hit that subscribe.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from